Good afternoon. We are bringing you a commentary today of Sunderland versus Lincoln in the League One playoff semi-final for second leg. Lincoln currently leading 2-0 from the first leg. I'm your alternative commentator, Russ, Vernon, alongside your co-commentator, Nicholas Jones, for this afternoon's clash. And we'll run you through the two lineups first of all. Starting with Sunderland is Birch in goal, Gooch, Wright, O'Neill, McFadzean, Scowen, Leadbitter their captain, Maguire, McGeady, Stewart, Wyke on the bench, Matthews, Flanagan, Power, O'Brien, Diamond, Winchester, Jones. 4 changes for Sunderland with Flanagan, Hume, Power, Jones being replaced by McFadzean, Leadbitter, Maguire and Stewart. As for Lincoln, is Palmer in goal, Poole, Monsmer, Inoma, Edun, Johnson, Bridco, Grant, Scully, Hopper, Rogers, the bench of Long, Sanders, Bramall, Walsh, McGrandles, Morton, Anderson, 2 changes for them, Palmer and Monsmer in for Bursick, and Jackson, who went off injured the other day, did Jackson. So Michael Salisbury, the referee, assisted by M. Pottage and S. Meredith. Dan Bond, the fourth official with reserve assistant Mark Dwyer for this afternoon's clash, which kicks off in just under 10 minutes' time. There's Mark Pottage and Stephen Meredith, the assistants with Michael Salisbury, the official today. Looking ahead to this game, then, as I said, we're joined by Nicholas Jones. And very good afternoon to you, Nicholas. Are you looking forward to this game today?
Good afternoon, Russ. Should be a cracker of a second leg between Lincoln and Sunderland. Even though Lincoln have pulled out a 2-goal lead, there is a good chance that Sunderland could reduce the deficit at home.
Yes, that is the case, Nicholas. And very good today. Should be a good game today. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the first leg. I think you watched the first leg, didn't you, Nicholas? And if so, was Sunderland very poor in the first leg, or was Lincoln just too good for them?
I would say Lincoln were too strong for them throughout the first leg, and it shows because they looked threatening towards goal in the first half, but then it really told when Tom Hopper scored nearly 10 minutes after half time, and then Brennan Johnson made it 2 just 13 minutes before full time.
Yes, should be a good game this one then, Nicholas. Looking ahead to the game then. Nicholas, if I were to ask you for a score prediction for the game today, would you see Lincoln progressing, or do you think the advantage of the Sunderland fans back in the stadiums will get Sunderland over the line? Who do you think is going to go through?
The fans might give Sunderland. The fans at the Stadium of Light might give Sunderland the boost they need, but like I say, Lincoln were too strong for them on Wednesday. So they could maintain that same strength to make it through to the playoff final. But having said that, Brentford came back from 2-0 down against Bournemouth earlier today to ensure their place in the Championship playoff final. So could Sunderland repeat that feat?
Who knows, Nicholas? They may do. They could do, mate. Just depends how Sunderland set off. If Sunderland set off on the front foot, they could do that this afternoon. Looks like a nice day in the northeast with and Nicholas, it's good to see the fans back in the stadium, isn't it?
It certainly is. We've been saying that all week. Even the parents and small children are there as well, and everyone with like their best mates, and and all those other people. We've been saying it. We've been saying it a lot this week, but it really is great to have fans back inside the ground, and it'll be all the more special when they'll be allowed inside the gates at Wembley in a week's time.
Yes, FA Vars final happened earlier on today at Wembley, and FA Trophy kicking off when as soon as this is half time, and the FA Vars final today, Binfield lost against Rylands. I'll just let you know the full time score for that one if I can just find that for you. There's the FA Vars Trophy and the FA Vars final against Binfield and Wellington Rylands. So if I just have a look and find out what that score was for you. But while we're waiting, Mike Ornamen's been in touch. Says afternoon, lads. Good afternoon to you, Mike. We hope Mike's okay, don't we, Nicholas? And Nicholas, Mike's an Arsenal fan. Do you reckon Arsenal have a good chance of beating Brighton tomorrow and getting into the EU and finishing the season on an high, which has been a poor season for the Gunners?
Well, from what I've heard, Arsenal have been very inconsistent. That's the mildest word I can use, because I don't want to say anything too rude. But if Arsenal can find a way to put this behind them with a win over Brighton, then a chance to play in Europe does look possible for them. I hope I haven't upset Mike too much.
I'm sure you haven't, Nicholas. I'm sure you haven't, my friend. And we'll just have a quick look at the one. I'll just let people know the result as the Lincoln players led out by captain and former Leeds man Liam Bridcut makes their way onto the field of play at the Stadium of Light, and the Wellington Rylands won the FA Vars, beating Binfield by 3-2 early on Hereford in the FA Trophy kick-off at 4:15 today. And Mike has been in touch, Nicholas, and he says, even though it's upset him at all, and he says Arsenal should beat Brighton and get 7th, with Leicester taking on Tottenham, their North London rivals. As Sunderland made their way out onto the field of play, clapping their home supporters back in the stadiums for the first time since March of last year in the Football League, where fans have been able to come back into the stadiums, as the fans are over on the far side from where the tunnel area is, and behind the both ends of the goal, home fans only. Hopefully, and just looking at some of these players, Nicholas, you've watched the majority of this season so far, and if you look at him today, if you look at the Sunderland side, 4 changes to the side as we run through the sides. Again, Nicholas, and I was running you through it now. It's Virgin goal, Gooch right, Vernon and Mafadzing at the back, Scowen, Ledbetter, Maguire midfield, Stewart and McGeady either side of Charlie White. On the bench is Matthews, Flanagan, Power, Winchester, Diamond, Jones and O'Brien. 4 changes for him is Flanagan, Newman, Power and Jones, replaced by Mafadzing, Ledbetter, Maguire and Stewart. Then we'll look at the Lincoln side, and I'll ask you a question in a moment, Nicholas, as we just look at the Lincoln lineup, as is Palmer in goal, Poole, Monsmer, Enoma and Edun at the back, Johnston, Bridcut and Grant are the midfield trio, then Scully and Rogers at either side of Tom Hopper. On the bench is Long, Sanders, Bramall, Walsh, McGrandos, Morton and Anderson. 2 changes for the emphasis, Palmer and Monsmer come in for Basic and Jackson. Now, Nicholas, if you look at the Sunderland side, what's lining up tonight, 4 changes from that first leg where they lost 2-0. Do you think the changes to the likes of Ledbetter, Maguire, Stewart could help Sunderland get the win today?
That might help because they are experienced players, and experience does count at times like these. Charlie White, Sunderland's top scorer this season with 30 goals. Couldn't put any in on Wednesday, but if Sunderland do maintain a decent form today, he could well be one of the scorers.
Yes, that is spot on, Nicholas. And if you look at the Lincoln side, who do you reckon is going to cause Sunderland quite a lot of problems? If you wait a second, as the players are about to take the knee in a second in support of racism, as the players just do that now. And if you have a look at that Lincoln team that's lined up today, Nicholas, who do you reckon their biggest threats will be as Lincoln, as Sunderland gets us off and underway? The ball's over on that far side, and there's another out of play off of Charlie White there behind for a throw so, to Lincoln. And if you look at the Lincoln starting lineup, Nicholas, who do you reckon is their best chance of getting something out of this game? Do they need to look at Tom Hopper again?
I would say they have to look at Tom Hopper again, but they've also got the likes of Johnson and George Grant, who was level top scorer with Tom Hopper before the match on Wednesday.
Yes, as the ball breaks in for Grant now, loses out to Maguire. Now it's over on the far side with Maguire again. He'll look to try and keep the ball and play the ball backwards to his teammate, but there's a foul in there. And Lee Johnson has done well for Sunderland since he's took over. Nicholas, do you reckon he's got a good chance of taking them up as we're playing just over 1 minute there? Do you reckon Lee Johnson's got a good chance of taking Sunderland up this season?
He's done a good job taking over as manager back in December, and he's from what I've heard before, Johnson.
Nicholas, as George Grant comes forward and he just fires just wide. What were you saying there about Johnson?
I was saying about Johnson is that before he took over back in December, from what I've heard, Sunderland weren't doing very well under their previous manager, but when Johnson took over, he appeared. He seems to have taken the club up to where they finished.
Yes, and seems to have done well in his time there so far. As Sunderland will come away over on that far side with McGeady, can't pick out Charlie White inside near the penalty area, giving away. Now Tom Hopper is fouled, but Bridcut fetches the ball away, but the referee brings the ball back for foul. Does Michael Salisbury brings the ball back there as Hopper was fouled, and then it was Rodgers who brought the ball away. It looked like it was Bridcut, but it was Rodgers who brought that ball away then and was breaking through. Good start from both sides in this opening 2.5 minutes, isn't it, Nicholas?
Yeah, it certainly has been a good start for both of these sides. They appear to be attacking each other really well. I mean, Lincoln came close to scoring not too long ago, but Sunderland Sunderland have had their moments of looking dangerous. Whether they'll be able to keep that up remains to be seen, as a throw-in will be taken very shortly.
It's a free kick, in fact, for a foul on Charlie White there.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon.
No, as Nicholas is a free kick over on the far side, which will be taken by McGeady. Stewart is up there, so to his 9 White as well, and Wright is up there too. He's ahead of McGeady to take this free kick. He whips the ball into the penalty area, comes off the head of the Sunderland man inside the box there, which looked like it was right, and he's gone behind. Did he come off a Lincoln player? Let's have a look. He may have just come off of Monsmer in there. Let's have a look. Did he come off Monsmer? No, may have come off Inoma, but he's gone behind for a goal kick. But good free kick that, weren't he, Nicholas? Into a dangerous area.
Yes, very good free kick from McGeady into the penalty area, but unfortunately, it didn't go where he wanted it to.
Yes, as the ball is now over on that far side for a throw to Lincoln, taken by Poole, who look to fetch this ball throw the ball down the line, will he? Look towards Tom Hopper. He does. Hopper flicks the ball on. It breaks now for Scully over on that far side. Scully does well to hold up possession, and Scully's still going. Runs the ball out of play for a goal kick to Sunderland. Good bit of play there good pressure there from Sunderland, not to let him have a bit of space over there, wasn't it?
Yes, those two players did really well to close him down, and Scully was very much the meat in the sandwich in that one.
He was, yes, as Charlie White goes down again. No, it was Stuart who went down again. There's now
No, it was Stuart. It was Stuart.
Yes, it was Stuart as the ball breaks in towards the penalty area, looking for White from Maguire's cross. Cut out there, but Chris Maguire, good run down that right hand side. Sunderland, Taylor throwing quickly. He's knocked the ball back into over on that far side to cross in towards the penalty area, where by Brick cut in there, and he goes headed back behind behind the goal, and there's a goal kick. But Sunderland in the opening 5.5 minutes seems to be an entering game in the opening 5.5 minutes, doesn't it, Nicholas, today?
That's right. Sunderland appear to have caught up with Lincoln in terms of attacking, and so this could well swing the game in favour for them.
Yes, it is. Hopper gives the ball away as he tried to pick out Johnson there. And now the ball is knocked back to the goalkeeper, Burge, who'll take a touch with his right foot and then clears it with his left downfield towards the chest of Charlie White, who does really, really well to get the ball under control. Now it's over on that far side with McGeady. McGeady with the ball in to Maguire, who hits the ball across, blocked behind, and he's behind for a corner to Sunderland. Good play there from Sunderland, Nicholas.
Yes, very great play from Sunderland. They were really piling on the coals in order when they were going for goal. But now it's gone to a corner. Can they make something from this?
Yes, as Maguire gets ready to take the corner, he whips the ball into the penalty area, still in there, and his shot goes just wide, is it, from Lyndon Gooch?
Yes, it was Gooch, the man who scored the winning goal.
It was just scouring up pretty wide, but he claimed for a corner. Did he come off? Did he touch a Lincoln player there, Nicholas? Let's have a look.
Yes, I believe it was Anthony Scully. The ball might have come off.
The referee gave a goal kick, but there's a foul, which has been given away on Tom Hopper there. Wasn't Hopper, was on Poole by Scowen again. So Scowen involved early on there with two decisions which have not gone his way.
Yes, lucky to get away with that, but I don't think it was worthy of. But I don't think it was worthy of anything.
Yes, and Sunderland will try and get the ball forward, but Lincoln still keeping on the pressure at the moment in time. It's still 2-0 to Lincoln on aggregate, 0-0 on the day as the ball is picked up by Maguire now, who knocks the ball back into the path of Wright, who will turn away and knock the ball back there to goalkeeper Burge, who kicks forward over halfway and is collected into the middle of the park by Ledbetter, the captain for Sunderland, who seems to be doing a lot of running around with the ball at the moment. Nicholas putting the pressure from Hopper and he's forced him into giving the ball away as we look to get the ball forward, and he's brought down there, is he?
Yes.
Done, and he is, yes. Do you reckon there should have been a booking there for the Sunderland man, Nicholas, or just a yellow card?
Probably worth a caution in my view. More like just a verbal caution, if you get what I mean.
Plays the ball out wide to Scully, and I do as is now Poole inside the penalty area for Lincoln. The ball comes off Poole and behind for a goal kick to Sunderland. A good bit of pressure there from Lincoln. Done, wouldn't you say, Nicholas?
Yeah, I would say Lincoln appear to be applying a lot more pressure now.
Yes, and they are doing so still as Lincoln under pressure and is over on that far side now, and the ball He's in the middle of the park with McGeady. Good pressure this. Is Ledbetter now. Is Bailey right. Here is a run from Lyndon Gooch who wins a throw there. Good bit of play there from Sunderland.
Yes, very good play from Lyndon Gooch, the man who scored the winning goal in the Papa John's Trophy final earlier this year.
He did, in Sunderland. Can't keep the ball in play and is collected in the end for a throw to Lincoln. Hopper goes down under a challenge. There, nothing given against Bailey Wright. For Sunderland to keep hold of possession. It's now with Gooch. And if we just go back to that foul there, Nicholas, on Tom Hopper, would you say it should have been a free kick to Lincoln? But Sunderland dominated possession early on. Do you reckon Lincoln should have had a free kick there?
They might well have done, but it's not doing anything to. Nothing has neither gone for or against them in this case.
As Hopper puts 09 under pressure, then he knocks the ball back to Birch, now to Wright, and Sunderland will fetch the ball forward. Lovely ball over the top there. Ledbetter can't get the ball in behind towards Charlie White, and Stewart up there as well with McGeady. And he's out for a throw. John and 09 with that challenge over on that against Tom Hopper there.
That looked pretty nasty. That looked pretty nasty in my view. Whoever it was that clattered into Hopper, I think he actually bumped his head a little bit, but Hopper appears to be back up on his feet now.
Yes, there's a ball can't pick on me. McGeady there from Gooches, who tried to peel the ball wide. There, good bit of play though from Sunderland early on here in this 11 and a bit minutes.
Yes, very good bit of play from Sunderland. I think they're now starting to be the more aggressive side now. As Palmer kicks the ball out of the Lincoln goal area.
Yes, and Sunderland will come again, Nicholas. Ball into the penalty area. Stewart is in, and he's gone in. Sunderland have scored. And it's a goal from Stewart there. Sunderland 1, Lincoln 0. Russ Stewart with the goal. Brilliant ball in from McGeady. And Sunderland have taken the lead against Lincoln. Sunderland 1, Lincoln 0. Good goal, Nicholas.
Excellent play by Sunderland. McGeady finding his man Stewart, and Stewart just tapped it in without asking. This could well be the goal that gets Sunderland back into contention.
Yes, could get Sunderland back into contention. It's a fantastic ball in. Good goal there from Sunderland. Brilliant start as well. Sunderland have deserved our lead so far. What do you say, Nicholas, with the base on lots of possession and chances created?
Yeah, with the most possession that they've had, I would say Sunderland deserve that lead. They just need to get 2 more goals in there, and the playoff final is theirs.
Yes, they could be on the way to the playoff final if they get through against Blackpool. The winners will play Blackpool at Wembley after they went through last night after a 3-3 draw with Oxford, 6-3 on aggregate. And Sunderland fans getting behind their team now. And the ball is across here now with Gooch. Good bit of play from Sunderland, and Sunderland fans getting behind their team as Gooch picks up again. Ball down the line. Keeps the ball in play there, does Scowen, and Charlie White puts the man under pressure to pull the ball behind for a goal kick. But good pressure there from Sunderland, Nicholas.
Sunderland just keep applying the pressure, and they need to keep doing that in order to find more goal-scoring opportunities, just like we're seeing again when McGeady assisted for Stewart.
Yes, that was a good goal there. Good bit of play involving Ledbetter to win the ball back in the build-up to that goal, wasn't it, Nicholas?
Yes, and Lee Johnson very happy with that.
It was as White puts the pressure on an Omer who gives Lincoln a throw, which will be taken by Adoon over on that far side. Michael Appleton watching on. Adoon sends the ball forward. It's brought down there, Tom Hopper. And that is a free kick to Lincoln. Good bit of play so far.
Yes, very good play. And Johnson absolutely loving this.
He is, yes, loving the play from his side as they've got the ball back. Sunderland almost going there. Poole gives the ball away again. But cleared off his own man, but he's out for a throw. It was Lincoln very, very poor so far, haven't they, Nicholas, defensively?
Yes, offensively they've been very good, but their defensive skills seem to be somewhat lacking after just over 15 minutes.
Yes, good play from Lincoln. This is good play from Sunderland. This is Lincoln have to try and gain to the game. If Sunderland score the next goal as well, it'll be game on. It's already game on now. Even more game on if they get the next one.
That's right. And if Sunderland manage to get another goal, then Lincoln will be under more pressure than they are now.
Yes, as Maguire picks up possession out to Gooch. Good play this on this near side of the right, cuts inside, giving the ball away. Now it's Rogers off of Ledbetter there behind for a throw to Lincoln.
Yes, super.
Sunderland have done well in the opening 50 minutes in games this season. 19 goals in that time, and got another one today. I'm not sure if that includes today's in that, as Rogers gives the ball away. He's got it back now. Adoon wins a throw, and Lincoln will have to look and see what they can do. As Bridco, the captain, will have to rally his troops up to get them back to how they played in the first leg. As could and Nicholas, I did mention at the start, and we'll come to that point in a moment, and come to that now as Lincoln have got possession at the back. As we'll just look at some of the comments that are coming in a moment from our good friend Mike. But Nicholas, just want to ask you a question. Do you think the fans in the stadium are making a difference today? Because Lincoln had their fans in there 1-2-0. Do you reckon with the fans at the Stadium of Light making a difference for Sunderland today?
I'd say they are, and a bit of trivia for you. Liam Bridcut actually spent one season at Sunderland.
Yes, I remember that. And next time we have a break in players, it's been a frantic start at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 1, Lincoln 0. As the ball is hit forward by scoring to look, and he loses out, and then Johnson gets there. Poole manages to clear all for a throw to Lincoln, and while we just wait for that throw to be taken, Mike Ornament says that was a lovely cross right on a plate for him. He also says Sunderland as a club are far too big for League One. Surely they can't bottle another season. He also says in a moment regarding Sunderland's lead, which we'll watch now as Page as possession. We'll keep an eye on the game as we're reading these. It says Sunderland deserve the lead for sure. Then I need to start bright. And they've done that and got the early goal, which is very, very true. As Sunderland coming forward again here. Over on that far side, it's been fancy with a cross in. We're too near the goalkeeper there. Good cross in there in the end.
Yes, very good cross, but Palmer was too quick for it.
Yes, ready. Dangerous ball. Paul lay off. But now Sunderland's still going. He brought it down. Going to the free kick. Say no, said the referee, because there's had advantage because he continued, but nothing given there. Mike also says Nicholas be interested to see how Lincoln get into this game because so far they've not been in the game. And he says that's a fantastic record for most scores in the first 50 minutes out of anyone from any of the top divisions, which is very, very true. As Sunderland with Rye to 09 will fetch the ball forward now. Will 09 has got the ball out wide, and now it's with led between the middle. 09 again. Here's Maguire to collect the ball. Ran into Edern, who loses possession as Gooch collected the ball. And that's a ball out wide looking towards McGeady, who fetches it under control brilliantly over on that far side. Here's McFadzean, who looked to control possession, and he has done well. And Sunderland just keeping possession at this moment in time. 20 minutes gone. Sunderland 1, Lincoln 0. As Gooch will try and fetch Sunderland forward once again. Good bit of play from Sunderland. And breaks for Wyke, almost after their shot was by McFadzean. Good effort there, Nicholas.
Yes, very good effort. Yes, very good efforts. McFadzean was just unlucky not to get it into the net.
He looked as though he was slightly off balance though as well, didn't he, Nicholas?
Yes, it did. I mean, although it also looked as though one of the Lincoln defenders got in the way.
Yes, and Nicholas, looking at this opening 21 minutes, what have you noticed about the game which you think the listeners and maybe myself haven't really noticed yet?
The only thing that I've been able to see that's changed is that
One moment,
Sunderland
Nicholas.
have been.
This is Sunderland could be punished here. Shot blocked, but fantastic block. Charlie Wyke was in, round of the keeper, and he ran with the keeper, and Irma gets bad there and does a fantastic blocking before Pomacles is behind for a corner. Poor defending there from attending there from Charlie Wyke. We'll come back to your thoughts on that in a moment, Nicholas, as McGeady takes a corner. Palmer clears away. Brennan Johnson acts it clear over halfway. And Sunderland have it back. But poor defending there by Lincoln, and they go away with one there, didn't they, Nicholas?
Yes, very poor defending from Lincoln, and Wyke was so unlucky not to take advantage.
Yes, and Nicholas, what would you say? What have you noticed that you think I've probably not? What do you think I've probably missed?
I don't think you missed anything, but the only thing I can say that's changed is that Sunderland are more the attacking side, as displayed by Wyke not too long ago.
Yes, have you noticed anything from the Lincoln perspective where anyone has moved out of position, not sticking to their positions? Have you noticed? Because Graham was supposed to be playing on the left in midfield. He seems to be roaming around, doesn't he, at the moment? Do you reckon they've tried changing something there, Nicholas?
Yes, some of the players for the Imps do seem to be out of kilter a bit. So they just need to get into their defensive positions, and so far they're not doing that.
Yes. Here is McGeady, who collects the ball deep inside the Lincoln half. Here's Ledbetter to scoring now. Gooch, who come forward from right back to scoring again, and now he feeds into Ledbetter back. It goes. No foul there after Aaron is scoring. Keeps all of possession. He's got Gooch now on the ball. Rogers does well to get the ball back and will try and break forward. Now it's with Grant, and now it's with Brennan Johnson down the line towards Rogers. Well, too much on that, wasn't it, Nicholas?
When you say too much, what do you mean?
It put a bit too much power into the ball.
Yes, he probably may have done, and that's why it's now back in Sunderland possession.
Yes, Rogers made a good run though down that line to try and pick it up, and Sunderland had the ball forward now looking to pick out Charlie Wyckoff on this far side, but then Scarron runs the ball. It was Maguire on the ball out of play there as Eden will look to take the throw for Lincoln. As the ball is out of play for a throw there. Sunderland started very, very well. St Johnstone beat Hibernian 1-0 in the Scottish Cup earlier today. Brentford 3-1 winners over Bournemouth 3-2 in aggregate. There's a few games in the National League which we'll bring you up to date with in the next breaking plays. Leicester delivers a cross towards the penalty area and he's just headed just wide there by McFadzean again. Good cross though, Nicholas.
Yes, very good cross, and it was just unfortunate that McFadzean couldn't make anything of it.
Yes, so we'll just run you through some scores in the National League at half-time scores. Aldershot 0, Bromley 1, Altrincham 2, Yeovil 0. That's still being played. Chesterfield 1, Dagenham Redbridge 1, Eastland 0, Bournemouth 0, Maidenhead United 0, FC Halifax 1, Notts County 2, Weymouth 0, Stockport 1, Woking 1, Torquay 2, Barney 1, Wildstone 0, Surrey Moors 2, and Wrexham 3, Kings Lynn Town 1. All the scores in the National League so far today as we watch Sunderland in possession with Bailey Wright. You've not missed anything so far, and the ball is played forward into the path of McGeady over on the far side. And McGeady with the left foot across, cleared down by Monsmith. Good play then in the end. Lincoln did well to cut it out.
They certainly did, and now they're starting to show the form of defence that we might know them for. But corner to Sunderland.
Yes, an in-swinger from Aidan McGeady to whip the ball in this time. Aidan McGeady with the cross. Headed just wide by Bailey right there.
Aimed at the wrong angle, I should say, but very good delivery by McGeady. Bailey just aimed at the wrong place.
Yeah, Bailey Wright aimed it to the wrong place. Didn't
Right.
Yeah, Bailey Wright. Bailey's his first name, Nicholas, so you got the right player there. Is Rogers' foul there, is it? Yes. For a free kick, says Michael Salisbury.
Yes, it was on Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers.
Oh no, sorry, Rogers. I was thinking of another player.
You was thinking of his first name then, Nicholas, I think.
Oh, anyway, moving
Lincoln
on.
play the ball forward into the path of Poole, though. It's now Bridco back to Poole, and Lincoln will have to keep on. We'll have to try and settle the nerves and get back into this as Palmer hits the ball forward, is behind. For a throw, Lincoln still in front on aggregate by 2-1. As we look in this first half, Lee Burge clears the ball away. We've got more playoff action coming up later on today as Swansea take on Barnsley this evening. Your commentator for that one is Jack Cunningham. As we look forward. And Scone gives away a free kick there. Well, do you reckon that's a free kick, Nicholas, or not?
It looks to me like it's worthy of a free kick, and Michael Salisbury is talking to a couple of the players. I think one of them might be guessing in the book.
Let's have a look here in a moment. He's just having a word with Josh Scowen there, I think. We'll see what he does as we see Lee Johnson on our monitor, just having a talk to the fourth official, Mr. Darren Bond. And Bailey Wright has just been told off there. And it'll be George Grant over this to deliver the ball in. And can will Lincoln get back into this? They've got Opera, they've got Scully, they've got Rogers. Monsmer up there. Also, can Sunderland hold out here before the half-hour markers? On the half-hour markers, the ball comes in towards the penalty area, cleared away, and now it's picked up by Johnson. Adun is the ball forward. It's poor, and it's collected in the left-back area by Mafadzi, who can clear the ball away into the path of only finds Big Cut, who covers well after the defence pushed forward. Adun, who now can fetch the ball forward for Lincoln. How wide is George Grant, who fits the ball into Rogers. Rogers has got Adun out wide of him if he wants to. Inside, it went though into Adun from Rogers' pass. And Scully can't get then. It's behind for a throw over that far side. Poor delivery in the end, wasn't it?
Superb defence from Sunderland in that free kick earlier, but Lincoln Lincoln were a bit inconsistent with that delivery we saw just now.
There was Nicholas Yesses. Here is Bickle forced back, and so too was Monsman back to the goalkeeper. Palmer, who kicks the ball forward, is brought down. If you want to get in contact with the channel, as they're doing a Leadbitter clash heads. And also McGeady's, also Maguire's down as well, I think. Maguire and Adun is late as Leadbitter wins it. And Maguire got caught in between the two players. Both back to their feet now. As Sunderland have a free kick inside the Lincoln off. So it's a bonus for so Leadbitter will take this free kick. Who's the captain? Sends the ball into towards the penalty area. Cleared away. McGeady puts the ball back in. Charlie White is there again! And Lincoln have scored again. Sunderland score again in Lincoln's lead is wiped out and Charlie White has levelled the scores on aggregate. And Sunderland lead 2-0. Fair response from Sunderland, Nicholas.
We were expecting Charlie White to be on the score sheet, and we've certainly got him on there now. The fans are going wild.
Great cross, wasn't it, Nicholas?
Yeah, great cross. Great cross to White, and he didn't need a second invitation. He just pounced on it. McGeady, superb delivery, and White just whacked it in there.
Yes, he did. And also, Nicholas, McGeady's second assist today as well.
That is really good going for him.
Yes, he's turned this game on its head. Sunderland 2, Lincoln 0. We could have extra time in this. Unless Sunderland in the ascendancy after getting those 2 goals. Lincoln on the back foot. Lincoln have to come out and try and get a goal here. But here it's Gooch forward to Scotland. And Maguire combining well. Good play there. Bickle clears the ball away. And Nicholas, we've about coming up towards about 10 minutes left for half time. What have you made to this first half so far?
It's been absolutely amazing, but the first half has been more Sunderland's, and we both agree that having the fans back inside the ground has given them the boost that they need.
As Vernon with the long throw into the penalty area. Palmer claims and drops and then claims again. Under pressure from Bailey Wright in there. Stewart is in there as well, who's got the first goal, and Charlie White with the second as we watch on here. 2-0 Sunderland leading. Good pressure. There's still plenty of time to go in this first half. As Sunderland pile on the pressure, is Erdun knocks the ball down the line, but he's gone out of play. Too much power in that ball down the line for him to get on end of that. There is Sunderland in total control now as Charlie White and Stewart are the goal scorers for Lee Johnson's men. And we'll bring you up to date with some other scores at half timers. Here it breaks Verdun and Rogers, who is brought down. Lincoln have a free kick now, and the referee wants to have a word there with Scowen. And Scowen gets bugged there. Do you reckon that was a worthy of a yellow card, Nicholas?
I would have to agree with you on that one. Josh Scowen has been really aggressive so far today. There was a bit of an incident earlier on, which I could have rounded up on. He was lucky not to. He was lucky not to get the yellow card on that occasion, but this time I think he got what he deserved.
Yes, as the ball is picked up by Palmer. Here is Monsma. Back to Palmer. As Rogers now can pitch the ball forward into the path of Hopper, and he's out of play for a throw to Lincoln. And after the fantastic start from Sunderland, Nicholas, what do you reckon's going through the mind of both managers, and who do you reckon will be the happier of the two managers from what they've seen from their side so far?
I think the happiest man at the end of the first half will be Lee Johnson, because he's seen his side turn the game on its head, as you've said. But Michael Appleton, I think he'll have a bit of a long talking to with the Lincoln side, so that they can find the best way to turn the game back in their favour.
Yes, and Lincoln need to get the next goal and need to get 2 goals to get back their 2-goal deficit. But Sunderland seem to be the better team so far. Lincoln will need to be better in the second half as we. Well, it is over the top. Here's Brickut to fetch the ball under control. How wide to pull. He's out of play for a throw to Lincoln. It was George Grandbad there doing that defending. This is the second goal from White. This is the second goal for Sunderland from Charlie White. Fantastic cross. And that's a great finish. Wasn't it, Nicholas, there? That was a fantastic finish.
Yes, probably one of the best I've seen so far this season.
Yeah, so we've got a Toonami fan TV in. He's a Newcastle fan. Hopefully you're doing okay. Thank you very much for tuning in. Sunderland 2, Lincoln 0. You'll be tuning on for Lincoln since Newcastle fans don't like Sunderland today. Hopefully you're enjoying our brilliant alternative commentaries. Brickle fetches the ball forward. Now line for Grant, who is fouled there by Gooch. Gooch not happy. Look, definite free kick for me, Nicholas. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Gooch came into Grant pretty hard and got him in the chest by the look of it. Well worthy of a booking, although lucky to get away with it.
Indeed, Nicholas, and Grant will take the free kick to Bridcut back to Grant. Down the line it goes. And it's Rogers. Edun. Edun pulls the ball back for Johnson. Grant's there. Grant strikes just wide. It takes a deflection though. It's behind for a corner. Good effort from Lincoln.
That must be the closest they've come to scoring so far in this game. But it didn't look. But Grant's effort didn't look like it was that alert.
It didn't like he was going to trouble Burge there. Burge watched it all the way, knew he wasn't going to trouble him. So they the ball got behind as the corner's whipped in. Burge stayed rooted to the line as is. Aiden, who's fouled as he no. Maguire won the ball back. Led better to McGeady. McGeady trying to get the ball over the top. And then they can play go. Sunderland play goes down inside the box there. No penalty for. As Palmer came out to challenge the play there. No penalty. Nicholas, what do you reckon?
I don't think it was worthy of a penalty. It was just outside.
Look just inside to me, Nicholas, and we'll have a look at the replay again if we can have when we can. As is McGeady goes down this time. But he's bound for a corner off Monsma. And we'll look at it again here, Nicholas. Watch this. Stewart gets in. What do you reckon, Nicholas?
That was unnecessary from Palmer. I didn't see it in real time. But the slow motion replay that I'm seeing now makes it absolutely clear that it looked as if Palmer was definitely in the wrong.
Yes, and Sunderland fella should have had a penalty there as the corner will come in this time. Hopper gets the ball away. McGeady now to Ledbetter. And Ledbetter goes for goal from long range. But Palmer saves well and recovers quickly there, Nicholas. Good effort there.
Palmer was lucky to recover that one, but that was a good shot from long distance.
Yes. And Rogers wins a free kick. As you just look at this penalty incident again, that could have been a potential penalty there. They probably tried to get there, but Bridcut hits the ball out off of the Sunderland man. Then McGeady with the most assists, League One this season with 14. Just one ahead of Honeyman and Ward and Grant. As Sunderland will keep hold of possession, come towards the end of the first half. It's Sunderland 2, Lincoln 0. As the ball will control well and play the ball forward. Down the line it goes. And the ball breaks back from Bridcut and it goes out from McFadzean. McFadzean unhappy there with that decision going against him as Sunderland lead by 2-0, level on aggregate as we come towards the end of this first half. Sunderland 2, Lincoln 0, 2-2 on aggregators. The ball is here for by Maguire. Stewart chasing as White was being held off. Scully's not been in the game much for Lincoln over on that far side. Looked like he had a good game from the highlights I saw in the first leg.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that Scully's not been featured very much. But like I say, it's probably to do with the fact that Sunderland are being more aggressive.
Yes, as Maguire flicks the ball on, and there's a free kick for a foul on by Bridcut on Stewart there. Should this be a booking, Nicholas, for you?
No, because I think he was probably just going for the ball, and he didn't realise, and I don't think Brickcut realised that Stewart was there.
Yes, as McGeady gets ready to take this free kick. Yes, it was a fantastic second goal, Mike. I'll tell you about that in a second as this free kick can be taken. It comes towards as McGeady goes for goal, just wide. It is nothing there from Aidan McGeady, just wide in the end. Looking for a goal of his own after getting 2 assists, but just sent it wide. But a little bit to the header, Mike. Played it down knocks it down into the path of McGeady. McGeady with a brilliant run, brilliant cross, and a fantastic goal from Charlie Wyke on the 33rd minute. And we've gone into 2 minutes at a time. Minimum of 2 minutes at a time at the end of this first half. As Erdun, who will take the throw for Lincoln to get the ball forward. And it sounds like, from what we can hear on our head pieces, it's not the Stadium of Light tonight, it's the Stadium of Noise. Because it sounds very noisy there, doesn't it, Nicholas, from what we can hear?
Yeah, it appears to be very noisy at Sunderland, and the players have really appreciated the fans getting behind them.
Yes, and with about less than a minute left to go from this first half, Nicholas, what's your overall assessment on that first half?
Definitely Sunderland. They have appeared to be more aggressive, and their 2 goals just goes to show that that statement is correct.
It does, yes, and at the moment Sunderland deservedly in the lead as the ball is played forward to Tom Hopper, giving away. Scullen gets the ball back, and now Sunderland can. And Max is not sure why Sunderland didn't get a penalty. Probably should have had a second 2 pens by now. It says Sunderland as that ball is played forward by McGee. It is Gucci slipped at about 2 moments as he tried to play the ball down the line. Grant goes down. And there is the half-time whistle, and Sunderland are 2-0 up and a fantastic first half. Mike says he's seen those 2 penalties given. Goals from Stewart and Wyke with the different 2 assists from Aidan McGeady. But at the break, it's a noisy Stadium of Light. It's Sunderland 2, Lincoln 0. We'll be back for the second half in just a few moments as we take a break. Bye-bye for now. See you soon. Welcome back to the Commentary Ups coverage of the League One playoff semi-final second leg between Sunderland and Lincoln. Sunderland lead 2-0 from the first leg. And the alternative commentator, in case you need reminding, Russ, Vernon, and I'm alongside the alternative co-commentator, Nicholas Jones. And Nicholas, looking on that first half, if you look back at the goals, Nicholas, some fantastic goals. Well, were from Aidan McGeady and from Stewart as well. And from good work from McGeady for both goals, good work from Stewart to finish off the first and White to finish off the second. If you were to look at it, Nicholas, say if you was the Lincoln manager, how would you change things in that second half?
I would probably look for a way to put Tom Hopper a bit more further upfield. But I would also want to give more playing space to Brannon Johnson. But also, as we mentioned, Anthony Scully wasn't seen very much. So maybe I would give him more of an attacking position.
Yes, and try and get him onto the ball a bit better and try and utilise him a bit more. And if you was looking at it from a Sunderland perspective, 2-0 up, currently 2-2, you've got the ascendancy so far. What do you reckon if you look at it as well, Nicholas, from a Sunderland perspective, how do you think that? What would you change in that aspect? Sunderland 2-0 up, they need another goal to go through. What would you change, if anything, Nicholas?
I would say, if I were Lee Johnson, I would say attack more, and they've certainly proven that they can do that in the first half. I don't think I would bring on any substitutes anytime soon, though.
Yes, and what we'll do while it's half time before the second half gets underway, we'll get the thoughts of our good friend Nicholas, Mr. Mike Orman. And Mike, you've been watching along, commenting along as well during that first half. What's your thoughts in that first half, Mike, from your perspective? We've seemed to have just lost Mike there, so we'll try and get Mike back in a couple of minutes. See if we can re-establish our lines to Mike. But while we try and do that, Nicholas, you just say that you won't change anything yet for Sunderland. How long would you be until you make a change if you was the Lincoln manager? Would you change something straight away?
I would probably give it about 5 minutes, and then I would probably bring on someone like McGrandles or Anderson.
Yes. If you look from a Sunderland perspective, say if you're making a change there, would you fetch on someone, say like Power or Diamond if you were to make a change to try and get that third goal, or would you fetch on if you was going to try and get that third goal from a Sunderland perspective?
If I was to pick a third goal if I was to change anyone for Sunderland, just look at a third goal, it would either be for Power, Diamond, or O'Brien.
Yes, it'd be interesting to see who Lee Johnson chooses for that as well. We'll try and get Mike on to join us in a second. We appear to have him right now just before the second half gets underway. And can you hear us, Michael? What do you make to that first half, mate?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you, yeah. I thought it's been a very good game so far. I think Sunderland have played very well. Started brightly and got a deserved lead there as well, of course, getting the early goal. Been very dangerous down that left-hand side as well, with both of the assists coming from that sort of left-sided position. And I've seen, Sunderland really come out with the blocks, firing on all cylinders. And, yeah, they're looking very good so far with Sunderland. And it's going to be interesting to see what Lincoln can do now in terms of getting back into this game, because in terms of that first half, it's been pretty much all Sunderland. And, of course, Charlie Wykes had another chance that was cleared off the line as well, and potentially they could have had a penalty as well. So Sunderland are certainly going to be the happier of the two sides there. And it's all about what Lincoln can do now in terms of getting back into this game.
It is, Mike, as you say, it's all about see what Lincoln can do to get back into this game. Mike, I'm going to ask you a question now, and I'm going to see what you say. Mike, score prediction for for the final whistle. Do you reckon Sunderland will go through, Lincoln will go through, or do you reckon me and Nicholas will have to commentate on 30 minutes more?
I think the fans being there have had a big impact on this game in terms of Sunderland, getting this 2-goal advantage on the day as well, and I think they'll continue that up and keep that up through the second half. So I think Sunderland's been fantastic in that first half. I don't know what Lincoln can really do in terms of their subs and stuff because I haven't really looked on their bench, but if things continue in this light, I think Sunderland will go through. And probably progress maybe about 4-0 winners on the day, and so 4-2 overall.
Yes, Nicholas, you just heard what Mike says there. Would you tend to agree with Mike that Sunderland will go on to win this overall and win say 4-0 on the day, 4-2 in aggregate?
I agree with saying that Sunderland will be looking to win 4-2 overall, but I'm actually predicting a 3-2.
So another goal for Sunderland and Sunderland to go. So 3-0 Sunderland on the day and a 3-2 aggregate win for Sunderland then, Nicholas, are you saying?
Yes, that is completely what I'm saying. Sorry, Mike.
Mike won't mind that at all, Nicholas. Thank you for coming on, Mike. If you want to come back on as soon as the final whistle's gone, that is fine. You can pop back on again soon. And for those listening, if you want to follow any of the action tomorrow in the Premier League, and you can follow with Mike and John Kane tomorrow. Mike, do you want to tell us all about the Premier League final day while we just wait for the second half to get underway?
Yeah, so tomorrow there's plenty of action from the Premier League, as you all know, to decide in Champions League, Europa League and Europa Conference places. Of course, the title's already done and dusted, as is the relegation as well, but still plenty to play for. I think John's probably going to be the main commentator. He's going to cover Leicester Spurs, and then I'm going to be kind of keeping him across, a lot of the other games, the Arsenal game against Brighton, the games between Chelsea and Aston Villa, and also the game between Manchester City and Everton as well, and the West Ham game in there as well. So we'll cover as much of the action across the board tomorrow as we can.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned to the commentary up for the Premier League final day as we do what we did with the League One game, where we have updates from all of the other matches that involve those positions as the Lincoln players make their way out onto the field of play right now. We're just waiting. I've not seen the Lincoln goalkeeper come out just yet. We're waiting for Palmer to come out. It doesn't look like any changes from Michael Appleton's men at this moment in time. We'll get the thoughts of Nicholas throughout the second half. And just while we wait here, Terry Bogard, who is it looks like a Manchester United, MU Gen, and from MU Gen says should be 4-0 or 3-0 for now because of the penalty decisions that Sunderland didn't get in that first half, and that is quite right there, Terry. Thank you very much for getting involved, and hopefully you'll have more opinions in that second half, and we'll let Mike go and fetch Mike back later after the game for now. So thank you very much, Mike, as Lincoln make 2 changes at half time. Number 4 is Monsmer off for Walsh, and McGrandles is on for Scully at half time. So we'll get Mike back on after the full time whistle. So 2 changes, Monsmer off for Walsh, and McGrandles is on for Scully as well in that first. At half time for Lincoln, so double change there for Lincoln at the break as we are now back underway ahead of the second half as the kickoff has happened again. We'll run you through the two lineups again in a second. Mike's going to be back on a bit later as we look for Sunderland. We'll have to do some defending early on here as the ball is played down the line towards McGrandles, who's one of the subs who have come on. And the ball has gone out of play for a goal kick. It looks like, I think he may have gone for a goal kick. He's gone for a corner, in fact, to Lincoln at the start of this second half. As Grant will take the corner. Cleared away. Blocked by shot from Walsh was blocked. Sunderland get the ball clear. But Lincoln, the better of this, so on the front foot in the second half. As here's Grant now. Down the line it goes. We'll bring you the teams once the ball. There's a stoppage in place. Johnson gets the ball back, but fouls his man McGeady. So we'll just run you through the Sunderland team. Is Birch in goal, Gooch, Wright, O'Neill, McFadzean. Scanlon got a yellow card in the first half. Liberty the captain, Maguire, McGeady, White, who got the goal on 33 minutes, and Schutter, who got the opening goal on 13 minutes to push Sunderland 2-0 up. There's a ball breaks for McGeady. Maguire there just over. What do you make to that bit of play there from Sunderland, Nicholas?
A bit too aggressive. The shot was too powerful. No way was it going to go into the nets.
Yes, and the bench for Sunderland is Matthews, Flanagan, Power, O'Brien, Diamond, Winchester and Jones. As the ball for McGeady almost gets in behind the Lincoln defence there. So Sunderland back in control as we look for as I'll give you the Lincoln side now as Palmer is in goal. The back four of Poole, Walsh, Yoma, Edun, Johnson, Brigcup and Grant, McGrandles, Opper and Rogers up front. As Walsh knocks the ball back to Palmer. If we still like this, we'll have an extra 30 minutes. Otherwise, and then if there's a winner after that, we'll go to a penalty shootout. One of the ends is up as well. Fan breaker. Now for Walsh, who's just forward over towards halfway. Out wide to Rogers. Rogers cuts inside and goes the ball up out wide here towards Poole. Looking for Johnson. Gives the ball to Opper though. There's Rogers. Out wide for Opper. Opper puts the ball back heel flick there from Grant, I think it was, and now Sunderland can fetch the ball away. Lincoln started bright in the second half. A good start from Lincoln in the second half, don't you think, Nicholas?
Yeah, they certainly started. Yeah, they certainly started a lot better than they did in the first half, which is probably why they got a corner so early on. But if they keep this up, they could in fact be the ones that take the lead again.
Yes, there's a ball. Is it over the top looking for Opper? Breaks in to Rogers. Rogers has got Poole out wide. Poole with the ball in. Headed behind from McFadzean, behind for a corner. Good cross there. Good ball in there, Nicholas.
Yes, that's more like the Lincoln we know. So if they can make something out of this corner and get a goal in, they'll stand more of a chance to go through to the playoff final. If they need to get more goals in, they need to do it now.
Off the bar. Almost got the goal you were talking about there, Nicholas. Off the bar from Rogers, I think.
Yes, it
Where's Paul?
was. No, Poole.
Good effort there, Nicholas.
Yes, very good effort from Poole. Sorry, I talked too long, but Poole was very unlucky not to nod it in.
Yes, brilliant corner. Now Lincoln is a team who was on the front foot a lot, and Sunderland having to do a bit of defending. There's a ball as if by Palmer looking for Grant. Pulls there again, who's headed off the bar. And out wide is Johnson. Vernon Johnson on low from Nottingham Forest. Gets away from McFadden. Goes down. The referee says, goal kick. Do you reckon that should have been a penalty there?
Um, Half of me thinks yes, the other half thinks no. Um, it looks as if McFadden was actually going for the ball. It didn't look that aggressive. He all he just did was go for the ball, but which is why he was brought down. And the referee is actually talking to Johnson, and he's given him a yellow card.
Yes, he looks like he's been booked for diving there. Brennan Johnson, the man on loan from Nottingham Forest. The
Yes, no one.
52nd minute. As we watch this again, Nicholas, let's have a look here again. There's no touch on the man by McFadden, so great decision from the officials there.
Yes, that was why half of me thought it should have been a penalty, the other half didn't, because I couldn't tell whether Johnson was simulating.
Yes, and Mike says he thinks Lincoln were listening to us at half time. They've come out fighting for the second half, like we said they should have done, Nicholas. And he's also said that it wasn't a pen. The referee got it correct, which we both agreed on just then. Sunderland on the ball again. Crossed in from Gooch is blocked. Breaks for Ledbetter to McGeady. Trying to pick out White in the penalty area. And he can't get there. Now, Edu. Earning down the line into George Grant, who can't control well. And he lets the ball run into the path of Burge, who clears long up towards McGeady again. And Sunderland can't keep hold of possession. And now is Rico with the ball forward towards Brennan Johnson, who puts under pressure. The McFadden there is now Sunderland on the back foot now as Eden again. Down the line it goes into the path of George Grant. And George Grant puts the ball out of play goes out for a throw from the Grandos, let's just say. Up against Scooch, and the referee says they'll have a word with them both there. And let's have a look from this from the Grandos. Gooch, what did you make to that incident there, Nicholas?
I couldn't really see much of what was going on, but both players lucky to get away with it.
Yes, as Brickcut, the former Leeds United man, an ex-Sunderland man as well. Now is Poole. Back to the former Sunderland man and Brickcut. Now Poole again. No, Ioma. To Walsh. It's the ball forward. Into the path of Rogers. It's now for Johnson. Johnson strikes. Blocked by McFadden and behind for a throw which Johnson will leave for Poole to take. Picks out Brickcut. Back to Poole again. Good play this is Herman. Now across now into the path of Walsh. And Walsh plays the ball out wide. His ball is out wide now and the Grandos couldn't get there as Rogers still has possession, can't get the ball into the box yet. And Rogers is penalised for a foul, no advantage given. Free kick to Lincoln and Mike, with regard to that challenge over on that far side between Grant and Stewart, I think he was, he says, put the handbags away, lads. regard to that challenge over that far side as Rogers gets the ball in, clears it down through a corner to Lincoln. And Rogers better side in this start of the second half and scoring across there. Here's Grant to come across to take the corner then. Sunderland 2, Lincoln 0, 2 to an aggregate. We've played 10 minutes of the second half. Can Sunderland get anything from this game as the ball is into the penalty? Hopper! And Tom Hopper scored! Tom Hopper has scored for Lincoln! And Lincoln are back in front on the tie. 3-2 they lead on aggregate. 2-1 down the trail on the night. On the afternoon, should I say. Sunderland 2, Lincoln 1. Lincoln lead 3-2 on aggregate. Good goal, Nicholas.
Absolutely fantastic corner for Lincoln, and Hopper just was in the right place at the right time, just flicked it in with his head, no trouble at all. Lincoln started off as a sleeping giant, but they have now awoken.
Yes, and Nicholas, if you just look at that replay there, you saw the two number 9s were together. Wyke was marking Tom Hopper, and you saw him Hopper move away from Wyke to get that free header there. Great bit of play from Hopper, wasn't it, to get away from his man who was marking him?
Yes, certainly great bit of play to get away from his opposite number. I don't know what Michael Appleton's feeling right now, but Lincoln need to at least add another goal or two in order to go through to the final.
Yes, and Mike has said that Lincoln is what Lincoln deserve after the start to this second half, being very good. And all it says, Hopper has looked dangerous, and he has looked dangerous in this start of the second half, hasn't he, Nicholas?
I completely agree with Mike. He certainly has been very dangerous.
Yes, first half was all Sunderland, and is now all Lincoln. It's like a game of two halves, Nicholas. Well, first half, Sunderland were the better side. Second half, Lincoln have been the better side so far in the opening 12 minutes of this second half.
Yes, I would have to completely agree with both of you on that one.
Yes, and we'll see what Lincoln can do here. Sunderland back on the front foot. Can Sunderland get back in to the ascendancy as he crosses into the penalty area from Maguire, cleared away. I don't guess Lincoln have got to get men forward now. Sunderland had men forward as Johnson. Lovely crossfield pass into the path of George Grant. Back he goes into Erdun. Ball is crossed in from Erdun. And he wins a corner there, does Erdun. Good cross left. Good bit of play there from Lincoln.
Yes, very good bit of play from Lincoln. Erdun did really well to hold on to the ball.
Yes, and the crowd now a bit quieter than what they were. He's now known as the Stadium of Land, or the Stadium of Noise, as he was at half time. Is Grant with the corner. Too much on the corner. Comes towards Poole, who can't get that. And he's gone out of play for a throw to Sunderland. Poor corner in the end there. Well, Lincoln better of the set teams after the break. This Sunderland 2, Lincoln 1, 3-2 to Lincoln on the night. On the day, should I say. On aggregate, and 2-1 on the day for Sunderland. Be interesting to see how this does in the second half as we look to fetch the ball forward here. We've played over 40 minutes of the second half as Sunderland will come forward. Here's the ball towards Wyke, but now Sunderland have the ball back. It is Maguire out wide towards Gooch, who manages to get there and keep the ball in play. Gooch with the cross towards Stewart and Wyke in there. But Alex Palmer claims well and controls it well. Good bit of play there. Good cross. But if we just watch this goal again from Tom Hopper, and Hopper just does very, very well to get away from Hopper, to get away from where they're Hopper, and a good header in. Some of the Sunderland fans behind that goal not happy, some with their hands on their face and not very happy with that defending there from their number 9.
Yes, Wyke just couldn't get to Hopper in time. That's how I see it.
Yes, as Lincoln better in the second half, but Sunderland now have a lot of possession. Will the momentum change again and go back into the ascendancy for Sunderland? As now, wonderful for Rogers and he copied out Hopper and Sunderland can clear his Ricker with their back, but Sunderland win the ball back. Here's McGeady under pressure. And now it's with McFadzean who cuts inside. Paul's there with him and Paul gets the foot in. And so does Aoma. And he wins the ball back and now it's Vernon Johnson on possession to George Grant. Grant inside it goes into the path. Again it was Vernon Johnson continuing from the Grandos. The Grandos goes down and the referee, it says penalty. I think he's pointing to the spot there, the referee, Michael Salisbury. I think a penalty is being given for Lincoln here. And he looks like he has the decision agreed to his hands. What do you reckon, Nicholas?
I would say that that was a bit rough, but just marginally inside the penalty area to actually be given a penalty, and hardly surprising that it has been awarded, that it might have indeed been given a penalty, because Josh Scowen, he's been a bit of a rough boy today.
Yes, would you have given that as a penalty, Nicholas? Yourself?
Seeing as I saw it was marginally inside, I would have given it a penalty, and now Grant about to take the kick.
Yes, Grant to take, and Lincoln get 2 goals back in for Lincoln on. As Grant is saved by Bergen, knocked behind for a good corner. It looked as though the keeper came off the line, but good save, Nicholas.
Yes, very good save by Lee Birds, just palmed it away.
Corner taken. Will now lift Sunderland now. And Max says that was a kick in the teeth. The Crusaders had a penalty and defending themselves in the first half. And Max says definite penalty. Clumsy defending from Max opinion on that penalty, but poor penalty from George Grant.
Yes, very poor indeed. It's lucky for Sunderland that Burge was there to keep it out when he needed to.
Yes, can Sunderland now really kick on from this? 80 minutes of the second half. Coming close, 90 minutes of the second half gone. It's still Sunderland 2, Lincoln 1. Lincoln leading 3-2 on aggregate. Could have been 2 on the night and 4 on the afternoon and 4-4s. McFadzean is coming off here for Lincoln, and Max Power is also coming on. Is Maguire who's going off, and so too McFadzean as Power and Diamond come on. Do you reckon those are good changes, Nicholas?
Yeah, it could well. Yes, it could well be. I mean, Max Power has scored 6 goals himself, and Jack Diamond, he's a young man. I reckon getting him on will give him the chance to gain more experience.
Yes, as Sunderland now will look to attack here now. 09 gets ready to take this throw in. Long throw from Luke 09. into the penalty area, headed away by Brickcut. Ball not back in. Keeps the pressure on, giving a ball away. Lincoln and Sunderland have the ball back. Is it towards the penalty area? White flicks it on. Breaks into path. White again. Comes over. And can't get there. He breaks for crossing towards the penalty area. Ball still not clear from Lincoln just yet. Sunderland back on the front foot of the start of the second half. The fans back in front after that penalty save as Lincoln very, very poised. Ledbetter plays the ball forward. The edge of the penalty area goes. Ledbetter shoved down by Brickle there. And Ledbetter, the captain for Sunderland, goes into the ball there. Do you reckon that's a worthy of a yellow card for you, Nicholas?
That was, it looked as if Ledbetter came out of nowhere and he wasn't actually going for the ball to bring down a player like that. A little bit rude, I think, but I would say worthy of a yellow.
Yes, it was worthy of a yellow. And Mike says the penalty save from the keeper was very good. He says great save from Burge. And he says, as Max Power got the power, sending Sunderland through to Wembley, we wonder. And Max Power's now got the captain's armband. I didn't notice that Max Power now got the captain's armband as Johnston puts the ball into the penalty area towards Rogers. He keeps the ball in play. Airdoon's there. Can't keep possession when he gets the ball back after his run out as Lincoln win the throw. Here's Grant into Rogers. Rogers stumbling but manages to keep hold of his feet and he finds Ioma now and Ioma finds Poole down the line. And he's still going here. Johnson. Gooch defends well. And then Johnson gives Sunderland a goal kick here. Tony Gunter has been on, hopefully doing okay. Tony Gunter should I say, but doing okay. Tony says, who do you guys support? We don't support any of these two sides. I'll let you know if you stick around till after the game is finished. We'll let you know who we support and follow after the game's finished, Tony, which will be in round about 68 minutes, so around about 22 minutes time. We'll stick around for about another 22 minutes and find out who we support. We'll tell you after the end of the 90 minutes.
That was forceful from Ledbetter. I think he got a boot through to Tom Hopper's cheek there.
Yes, it did look bad there from Ledbetter's. Lincoln win the free kickers. Bickett takes it back to Ioma, who knocks the ball forward towards Hoppers, giving away. And the ball's now played over the top. Here's Stewart, who owes off his man well. Here's McGeady now. Aidan McGeady crosses in. He's deflected behind for a corner. Was Walsh who got the ball clear. Good defending there, Nicholas.
Yes, very good defending by Walsh. And an interesting manoeuvre there to clear the ball with his head to the to his right.
Yes, and Charlie White trying to get away from his man here to attack this, which is Poole on him. McGeady with the corner. Ball breaks and he breaks for Palmer, who takes his time to get the ball clear. Here is Palmer, who controls all the ball. Lincoln having the better of the second half compared to the first. Ball is up with White, who controls and gives the ball away. The ball is in forward there by Ioma there, and he's gone through to the goalkeeper, Bergew. Now can give the ball to 9 to fetch forward up towards halfway, or 9 is there to Gooch over on this near side. Gooch switches the play towards Power. And it was Diamond over there as well who was trying to pick out one of their two substitutes. Both players have made 2 subs. Sunderland 2, Lincoln 1. Lincoln 3-2 up on aggregate with about 20 minutes to go. As Lincoln are in the box seat at the moment to get to the playoff final to take on Blackpool. We just see how this second half pans out. Good play this. As well as Lincoln look to come forward. Rotherham looking for a new physio if anyone doesn't know who's interested out there. The advertisement is on the news is on their website to keep a check as Lincoln concede a throw. And Sunderland with the ball in towards Strutter at the back post, but Palmer claims well there. Good effort. But if you want to find out what happens in some of the other matches that we've got in the playoffs, stay tuned. We'll bring you those a little bit later on, and we'll bring you some full-time scores which will be coming through from the National League very, very soon as well. Next time we get a break in play, or just before we finish today, we'll bring you the scores from the National League on this programme for this League One playoff semi-final second leg as Sunderland take on Lincoln. We'll bring you the commentary later from Swansea against Barnsley. As the ball is down the line into the path of Scone, who leaves it for good. Powell gets it back from Scone, and Scone goes down. No foul there in front of the linesman as well. Scone having a way with the linesman. See why his flag wasn't given his head and plays the ball forward towards Hopper, but the ball is now with Bailey Wright for Sunderland. And Sunderland with Shutter Gooch beating to Ledbetter. How wide now? It goes balls it forward into the path on that far side for Sunderland over on that far side. We can't get on into that there because Lincoln are coming away. Sunderland get the ball back again. Good bit of play from Sunderland over on that far side. It's it forward towards the head of Charlie White and Stewart in there, but he breaks for Palmer. Stewart putting Palmer under pressure. He bowls the ball out to Poole, and Poole can fetch the ball forward. In the FA Trophy final, Hereford are beating Aldridge by 1-0, and it was Owen Evans with the goal. Thanks to Mike for that update from the FA Trophy, if anyone wants to know how that is getting on. That was a 4:15 kickoff as here's Grant to collect. Rico keeps the ball and Erdern goes down as a free kick. He's in there to throw into Sunderland. It looked like he might have given a free kick at first, but nothing given. As we into the final 15 minutes of the game, as Sunderland will need to try and lift their spirits to get back, to try and get something from this game. As the ball is forward, with Sunderland have the ball back. Scone picks up on this near side now. Back to Ledbetter, who's gone back into left back spot as Gooch is a bit further forward. The drive finds 09, down the line it goes into the path of Power. the captain for the second half since he came on, is now the ball breaks for the path of McGeady. He's got Gooch. Can Gooch do well here? No. He slipped. But he still managed to keep on the possession. But now gives the ball away to Brickgut, who's got a bit of time on his hands to look up and clearly looking for Tom Up, who could put 09 under pressure. And he has to force it back to Palmer. But now feeds him. He found Birchall, so now it's with Wright. And Wright will come forward. Gives it to Scowen, who is fouled by Poole, and Lincoln have a free kick. Poor play there. Poor foul there, weren't it, Nicholas?
Yes, it would have been a very poor foul, but it's done nothing to affect the score so far. Lincoln doing well to hold on.
Yes, and Sunderland getting ready to make 2 changes in a few minutes. We'll just see what this free kick happens first before the 2 changes are made. It looks like Winchester may be one of the players coming on as McGeady will take this free kick. Towards a penalty area it goes, and Palmer claims it well. Poor free kick there.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that free kick didn't go so well, because McGeady has scored from free kicks in the past.
He has, Nicholas. Yes, you're quite right. There's Lincoln still lead on aggregate. As we watch on this game, as Sunderland will now make the changes, is going off. And Stewart for O'Brien and Winchester. And who do you reckon those changes will make a difference for Sunderland, Nicholas?
It would have done if it would have done about 10 or 15 minutes ago. I'd say Lee Johnson has left it a bit late to make these important changes.
Yes, and Lincoln give the ball away. Here's Brickcut, who can find the ball here. Here's McGeady, who coming forward. Then McGeady gets the ball in. The ball is well clear. Can they get the ball in? No. And here's Luke Onan, who's in a bit of possession. Onan goes down. No free kick given. Only a goal kick there. But Lincoln being better in the second half. And Nicholas would, if I was to look at this, I'd say Lincoln have got the best. Well, that they could have got the better of the chances and have a chance to go through here. Nicholas, would you tend to agree with that assessment?
I certainly do, because ever since the start of the second half, they've been more on the attacking side, and certainly that goal from Tom Hopper has really helped.
It has, Nicholas. Yes. There's a ball breaks from McGrandos. McGrandos over the bar. Really big chance for Lincoln to put this game to bed, but poor finishing there.
Yes, I wouldn't say that was a poor finish. I would say he was unlucky that the ball bounced off the crossbar. He got so close to making it 4. I think he just mistimed his kick.
Yes. Can Sunderland, will that miss there come back to haunt Lincoln? Will they pay the chance not to seal the tie there? Will Sunderland go on and win this, Nicholas, in your opinion?
I reckon if Lincoln just keep holding on, they could be well in with a chance to go through to the playoff final. The Sunderland fans don't look particularly happy. I think they're starting to give up hope, some of them.
Yes, potentially. So we'll have to see what happens here as Sunderland are just 10 minutes away from another season in League One. Will Sunderland be heading for another season in League One, or will Sunderland get anything from this? We'll have to wait and see as 09 picks the ball up. Good play from 09, and he's now with Ledbetter keeping the ball moving. He is right now. Bail around forward into the path of power. Down the line towards O'Brien, who's just come on, and Lincoln seem to be holding on at this moment in time. I wonder if they'll be able to hold on for the rest of the minutes, or whether it's so much. And Sunderland have just seen the post. Oh, lucky can they get from Sunderland here? Who Charlie White can hitting the post again, Nicholas. Good chance there.
That looked like it was a very close chance, and just taking a look at it again, White just aimed in the wrong right. White just aimed at the White just aimed at the right place, but he just missed it.
Yes, so unlucky there from Charlie White, because the ball is hit forward into the path of Burge, who hits the ball forward now for Sunderland, and Sunderland have to push everybody forward. Here it breaks into the path of Adoon, and the ball is out of play for a throw. Can Sunderland get anything from this? Lincoln 8 minutes away from the playoff final against Blackpool. Can Lincoln get there, or will Charlie White add to his goal scoring record for Sunderland?
If Sunderland need to do anything, they need to do it right now, because time is running out.
It is, yes, and Mike says so close from White and McGeady with the follow-up as well. Yes, Mike, very, very true, and could be a fair chunk of stoppage time, but with the game with 7 minutes left of the game, Nicholas, what I'm going to ask you to do now, my friend, is get that thinking cap on for a Man of the Match award. Is that okay?
Right. Yeah, will do.
So Nicholas will be announcing who his Man of the Match is today. We'll get his reasons why as soon as the game finishes, as the ball is hit forward here for Sunderland towards Wycombe Stewart, and Homer gets the ball away. Sunderland piling on the pressure. Can they get anything from this? He goes down again, and it's another free kick. Gets the ball off Vernon Johnson. Sunderland try and get the ball forward. Nagidi is for he plays it through, but to a 9.
Eden's been booked
on the 84th minute. It appears he might have been booked for time wasting as McGiddy delivers the ball in, and he's just wide. But the flag was up for offside anyway, so he would have countered if that had gone in. But how unlucky. And he has just strayed a fraction offside from O'Brien as he put the ball wide. And Sunderland may be heading for yet another season in League One unless they find something in this final 6 minutes or so of the Stadium of Light to get anything out of this game. As come up towards 5 minutes remaining as Johnson gives a free foul away. Mike says he's forgotten how football is with fans singing in full voice at the top of their lungs. So good to be.
Oh look, O'Brien came close to scoring there.
Yes, O'Brien almost in there, Nicholas. Good bit of play.
Yes, very good bit of play from O'Brien. But he got it. But he fired at the wrong angle.
Yes, and can Sunderland get anything from this?
They're going to have to from this corner.
There's a man down injured before this corner can be taken. McGeady with the corner. And they're just wide in the end. More players are
Yes.
injured. Big cut. And McGrandle's both down. And Sunderland fans think that they're playing just time wasting here, but that was a good bit of defending there.
Yes, very good bit of defending. I didn't see anybody injured, so it could well have been time wasting.
Yes, as this is the effort from O'Brien a few moments ago. Brilliant stop by Palmer's leg. Sunderland thought they got level to take it to extra time, but nothing yet. Level on aggregate, 2-1 their lead on the day. As McGrandles gets the ball back, he's gone to the corner as well. He's stumbling and he's giving the ball away. As Sunderland almost have it back, but his put out for a throw, which Sunderland take. Sunderland fans trying to get behind their team as they comes towards the final 4 minutes of the game. Sunderland 2, Lincoln 1 is the scoreline. As we look on here, Max, it looked like the two Lincoln players collided with each other there when they went down inside the penalty area, and I believe they did as Sunderland give the ball away, but they've won it back very quickly as 09 feeds the ball out wide as the ball is inside their own half. It's here. It's 09 again. Can't get the ball forward. They need to try and get something from this. Up towards wide. Walsh manages to clear. It breaks for Erdum. And now Lebetu gets the ball back. And Sunderland will come forward again. Crossed in towards O'Brien this time. And Uma gets the ball away, and then there's a foul on McGrandles, who got his body in between the ball and the man to draw that foul there. Good bit of play, Nicholas.
Yes, very good bit of play from Lincoln, doing really well to defend. Lee Johnson conferring with the fourth official his version of events, but Lincoln doing really well to hold on to it.
Lincoln's through. Okay, Lincoln's going now. Oh, look at there, Lincoln. Missed opportunity from them. And they thought they were going to go in to score there. And will Lincoln pay the price there for not scoring as the ball is in forward? And the ball's going out. He hasn't actually gone out. The referee's Lesbians gave a corner in, but this is a fantastic ball over the top. And a good effort there. Good bit of defending to deny to deny Rogers there. And Nicholas, we're coming up towards the end of the second half, and I asked you a few minutes ago to get your thinking cap on for man of the match. Have you thought who your man of the match is yet, Nicholas?
Yes, I have, and because of his spectacular goal alone in the second half, I'm going to give it to Tom Hopper.
So there is your man of the match. Sponsored by Community Services, Tom Hopper is the man of the match. Looks like he could be the match winner for Lincoln, unless Sunderland get a goal in now. As they're coming forward with McGeady. McGeady down this right hand side, left hand side for Sunderland, right hand side for Lincoln. Out wide to Lyndon Gooch. Gooch into the penalty area, gives the ball away. Hopper can't get there, but 09 gets there first, and he's giving the ball away. And then Lincoln give the ball away again as Grant gets the ball out of play. As we get ready to have a look, see how much is going to be added on at the end of this first half as the ball's in to penalty area and is Palmer has claimed as we have 5 added minutes at the end of this second half as Palmer goes down again. And he's been given as a free kick. And the drop ball has been given from the referee as Palmer now has the ball at his feet. We'll get Nicholas's reason behind Tom Opera's man of the match at the end of the game before we round up with the scores and get Mike Harleman's thoughts on the game as well as we get ready for the second half players. The ball is with Burge. Burge hits the ball front as we've gone. Let's go towards the end of the first minute of the 5 added on as he headed forward there. Ball breaks into the path of Brickcook. Brickcook can get the ball forward, can he? And it was Rogers there who was fouled, and then Rogers goes down. And he stays down, does Rogers.
Yeah. Mike said that the keeper was time wasting again a little while ago.
Yeah, you look like it, Mike. Spot on there, my friend. Cheers for spotting that, Nicholas.
And a substitute's been made. Tom Flanagan
on
for
Gooch in the 92nd minute. So Flanagan comes on for Gooch as Sunderland try and get back into this. Can Sunderland get anything out of this as Sunderland have to go for this now to try and get anything out of this game? We're into stoppage time. 2 of the 5 being played already. Can they get anything from this? As the ball is playing knocked forward. Can they get anything from this? It's out with McGeady on this left side. It was a penalty. Breaks. Shot blocked. On the line. He's filthy around ball from behind the net there. Nothing given. He's out for a throw. Lincoln with the ball down. Lincoln player who's warming up didn't give the ball back straight away. It's Luke O'Neill with the throw. As we go towards the penalty, Grant clears away. Everyone back for Lincoln in this moment in time, it looks like. As a strike comes in from distance from Max Power, the captain, who fires just over the bar there, Nicholson. Poor effort there from Power.
Yes, very poor effort from Power. He wasn't that. His shot was too aggressive.
Yes, too aggressive there in the end from Power. Couldn't keep his effort down. And man of the match, Tom Hopper, looks like to be sending Lincoln through to the League One playoff final against Blackpool at the end of this month as we look forward. And Mike has made a pun and a joke in there. Says not enough power on the shot there from Max Power.
That's a good one, Mike.
As the ball back and Burge clears the ball away. Sunderland with the ball forward. Breaks towards O'Brien, who can't get there. Brickle gets the ball forward. Is back for 09 into the final minute of the 90. Can Sunderland get anything out of this? 09 gets the ball forward. Is too claimed by Alex Palmer, and that could be the end of that as Sunderland have got 30 seconds left. And Sunderland may have to go for a 3rd season and yet another season in League One. Can Sunderland get anything from this now? I don't think they can. Nicholas, do you think Sunderland can get anything in the final 10 seconds of the game?
Quick answer, no.
Okay, we've got seconds left. As Burge for 09. Sunderland want him to get him forward. He does get the ball forward. Flicked on by White. Ayoma gets the ball clear. Breaks for Hopper, who goes down. No free kick. Right as he forward. Breaks into the path. And Sunderland get the ball back, but Sunderland with a free kick. Burge gets the ball forward. Can he get the ball forward? Yes, he can. Sunderland playing inside the penalty area. He breaks into the penalty area, cleared away. Can they get the ball back in the penalty area now? No! The full-time whistle goes and Sunderland have been knocked out. And Sunderland are out 1-2-1 and Lincoln are just 90 minutes away from going to the Championship next season. But Lincoln with a 3-2 win on the day, on aggregate overall, and a 2-1 defeat on the day, are through to the League One playoff final. And fantastic game of football for this game today as we get ready. But Nicholas, what a fantastic game there today.
Yes, absolutely fantastic game for the neutral observer. But heartbreak for Sunderland, who did so well in the first half. But Lincoln were too strong for them in the second half, just as they were at the LNER Stadium on Wednesday night. But Lincoln, very deserving of a place in the playoff final against Blackpool.
Yes, and we'll get Mike on in a second to get his thoughts from the overall game in that second half as well. But Nicholas, just before we do get Mike on, why was Tom Hopper given the man of the match by you, sponsored by our brilliant sponsors, Commentary Services today?
Hopper got the man of the match nod from me because he scored that superb header very early on in the second half, and what he did there ensured Lincoln were able to hold on, even though Sunderland got pretty darn close to taking it to extra time. But Tom Hopper, man of the match.
Yes, and well-deserved man of the match as well from myself. We now get the thoughts of our friend and fellow commentator, Master Mike Orneman. And Mike, very good afternoon to you, my friend, once again. And what do you make to the game today? Do you agree with Nicholas that Tom Hopper was man of the match in your opinion today?
Good evening once again. I thought that was a very good second half from Lincoln. I thought they played some really good football. Defended sort of resolutely at the end as well when they needed to, and put all their bodies on the line and defended very, very well. Tom Hopper, of course, you have to give him man of the match, in my opinion, for getting the goal that sent Lincoln through as well. And you have to give mentions to the goalkeeper. He made a couple of good saves as well, and the defence, sort of, as I said, putting their bodies on the line as well. So there was a few names in there for Lincoln that could be in there for sort of candidates for man of the match, but I think for the goal alone, Tom Hopper is a very worthy shout. Yeah.
And in that second half, Sunderland did try to get back on level terms on aggregate and get their third goal as well, Nicholas. Why wasn't it Sunderland staying in the second half for you?
It just wasn't Sunderland staying in the second half because chances that they had would whatever chances they had, they just wasted them, in my view, and they just could not take the momentum that they gained from the first half into the second half. Had Johnson brought players like Power and O'Brien on sooner, it could have been a different story.
Yes, and Matt, would you go along with that? Would you tend to agree there with what Nicholas has just said? Looking at the Sunderland from I know you're not a Sunderland fan, but looking from a Sunderland perspective, would you agree with Nicholas?
I think you have to look at that as well and kind of say, yeah, I think that's a very good shout. And of course, Lincoln did have a fair amount of fortune and a bit of luck go their way as well, with Sunderland hitting the post and, of course, missing the rebound from that as well. And I think Lincoln overall, as I said, had a very good second half. But I'm sure Michael Appleton's going to be a little bit disappointed in the way that they started. Of course, throwing away that 2-goal lead that they had from the first leg, and they done very, very well to get back ahead. And it was a really entertaining game. That's why you got to love the playoffs. Of course, there was that penalty involved as well, which was saved by the Sunderland goalkeeper as well, Burge. And yeah, it was a really entertaining and interesting playoff game, that one. And over the 2 legs, it's been very, very good. And I'm sure the final against Blackpool will be equally as good as well.
Yes, and just the final one before we actually do end today, Nicholas, and I'll ask you the same question as well, Mike. Looking ahead to the final then, Nicholas, Blackpool obviously went through last night. We obviously know that Sunderland are there as well. No, Lincoln are there as well now. Out of the 2 teams, Nicholas, from what you've seen throughout the season and throughout the playoff matches against Oxford and against Sunderland, who would be your favourites for the playoffs to go up out of Blackpool and Lincoln?
Between Blackpool and Lincoln, I would have to say it's fairly evenly matched, although Blackpool did score more goals during their 2 playoff matches against Oxford. But I would say it could go either way.
Yes, and Matt, what about you? Who do you reckon's got the best chance of going up?
I think it's about what Nicholas has said there. I think he summed it up pretty well. I think Blackpool are a side that are on the rise now, and of course it's great to see them on the rise, having their own struggles in recent years as well. So it's good to see them on the up again now. And Lincoln showing that they can do it under Michael Appleton as well. And of course they had the Cowleys there before, and they've had some good cup runs and stuff, and they're showing they can do it in terms of sort of playoff action and league action as well. So it's going to be a really interesting final. A side that has been in the Championship before in Blackpool, and then a side in Lincoln that have done very, very well and got to the latter stages of the FA Cup. So it's going to be a very good final.
Yes, it is going to be a great final as well. And just before we end today, I'm just going to go through some scores that have happened earlier on today in the Championship. It finished Brentford 3, Bournemouth 1. Brentford going through 3-2 on aggregate. Later on the commentary, you can hear commentary of Swansea against Barnsley. Swansea lead 1-0 from the first leg kickoff at 6:30. We'll be on air from about 6:15. In just over under an hour, you'll be able to hear commentary on that one with Jack Cunningham. In League 1, we've just played Sunderland 2, Lincoln 1, Lincoln going through 3-2 on aggregate. In the National League, some scores from there. Finished Aldershot Town 2, Bromley 3, Altrincham 4, Yeovil 3, Chesterfield 2, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Eastleigh 1, Bournemouth 0, Maidenhead United 1, FC Halifax Town 2, Notts County 3, Weymouth 0, Stockport 1, Woking 1, Torquay 2, Barnet 2, Wealdstone 1, Surrey Moors 4, and Wrexham 5, Kings Lynn 3. Latest scores in La Liga is all goals apart from the 2 games near the bottom. Celta Vigo very well. Betis, Eibar, Barcelona, Elche 1, Athletic Club 0, Huesca 0, Valencia 0, Osasuna Real Sociedad also 0-0. And the other 2 games is Real Madrid 0, Villarreal 1, and Real Valladolid 1, Atletico Madrid 0. So that is the final weekend in La Liga.
I've just noticed something, Russ, as well. I know you want to go into the some of the scores. I've just been going through on Twitter, and there's a lot of Sunderland fans that aren't happy with Max Power today. And there's a couple of people that noticed this as well, and I noticed it during the stream that coming the end of that game, Sunderland fans were screaming for Max Power to shoot, and then when he did, they booed him.
I seem to remember that, Mike. Yes, I noticed that as well. Thanks for bringing that up on what you've just noticed on social media there, Mike. We'll go back in the coming towards the end of the La Liga season. In the Bundesliga, Cologne 1, Schalke 0, Union Berlin 2, Leipzig 1, Dortmund 3, Leverkusen 1, Frankfurt 3, Sporting Freiburg 1, FC Bayern München 5, Augsburg 2, Werder Bremen 2, Borussia Mönchengladbach 4, Hoffenheim 2, Hertha Berlin 1, Stuttgart 0, Armenian Bielefeld 2, Wolfsburg 2, Mainz 3. Some Serie A matches later on tonight. Cagliari v Genoa, Crotone, Fiorentina, Sampdoria versus Parma. And then some MLS games later today. FC Montreal against FC Cincinnati, Portland Timbers LA Galaxy, Chicago Fire v Inter Miami, Orlando City v Toronto, New York City versus Columbus Crew. And the result from earlier on today as well in the Scottish FA Cup final, St Johnstone 1, Hibernia 0. Then in the Welsh Premier Playoffs, Barry Town take on Cardiff Town at 5:30. That's just got underway. We'll bring you the result of that one when we can. And in the Austrian Bundesliga, Red Bull Salzburg are currently 4-0 up against WSG Swazovic Creole. OZ Pellets 1, SK Punting Gamer Sturmgras 3, and SK Rapid Rennes take 1-0 up against Lask as well in there. So we're going to bring you into this programme now. Join myself back again at 6:15, where I'll bring you commentary on the game between. I will bring you commentary. Jack will bring the commentary on Swansea against Barnsley. Swansea 1-0 from the first leg. And just going back to the comment which was just beforehand from Tony Gunter. Yes, what team do we support? I'll just run through first, but before I give mine, Nicholas, what team do you support, my friend?
I'm mainly a Reading supporter, but I'm unbiased and objective towards all clubs. That's why I do the commentary.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. And since we've got Mike here as well now, Mike, who do you support, my friend?
So I support Arsenal and also follow Stevenage as well, the local team from where I'm from, and do an interview channel where I interview former players that play for the club as well.
Yes, thank you very much. Then I just thought I'd answer that question and get you on as well. Just before we finish, we've had a comment in from Shocking Serbia says Johnson is a caveman. I'm not sure if it's about Lee Johnson or Brennan Johnson there. We'll have to find out another time. But for myself and Nicholas, and of course our expert pundit after full-time, Mr. Mike Conman, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again very, very soon. And Nicholas also follows Wickham as well. So there's the other team that Nicholas likes. So thank you very much for listening, guys. Lincoln progress to play Blackpool League One playoff final at the end of May, and we will have commentary on that one to come for you. So from all of us here today, this afternoon, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. See you at 6:15. Bye-bye for now.